The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
This is John D'Agostino with D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm, and I'm proud to be a sponsor and partner of WABC Radio and Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel. God bless America.
I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm.
Call our team first.
888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino. Law Bite Back.
One guy that's not a pussy is Curtis Sliwa. A man has dedicated his life with very little fanfare, no money, lots of divorces, kids, and a lot of stress to protecting New Yorkers for the better part of 4+ decades. He is a legitimate hero. Plus, he's a great radio guy, and he helps me all the time on this show every day and filling in yesterday. And I felt badly, Curtis, that I missed you yesterday because I've watched the video of Governor David Paterson and your son, who I love that kid, Anthony, just getting pummeled on the streets of New York. So let's start right here before we get to how lousy the streets are. How is Anthony?
Anthony is recovering. As you saw in that video, this is a gang attack. I mean, they end up, it was the female woman of the 9, believe it or not teenagers, but the female woman who's 34 who was arrested yesterday, a night employee, and a 40-year-old man, a night employee, who socked David Paterson, socked my oldest son, Anthony, right in the face, setting off this battle in front of a McDonald's right on 2nd Avenue, north of 96th Street. And Anthony ended up on the ground, and as you can see, they're stomping him, kicking him in the head.
Yeah.
A gang assault of the worst type. Governor David Paterson, I mean, he can't see. He's blind. He's tossing people around. I mean,
there was one part of the video where he actually body slammed somebody.
Yeah, and everybody else, in typical New York fashion, filming it, not getting involved. Until eventually the cops came, everybody ran away. There have been a series of arrests then. Anthony is convalescing. But I'm telling you, I would rather my oldest son, Anthony, and all my sons be with you right there at the border with Gaza, with all the missiles flying. They are safer in Israel than they are in New York City. No one is safe any longer in New York City. No one. Look, the former governor is a victim of a gang assault in the Upper East Side. What does that tell you? When I went to Israel after the Second Intifada, and there was almost nobody there coming, because remember, that was the age of the suicide vests. The Israelis hadn't built up the walls yet to keep them out. They were coming in, the Saboros, they blew up. People died in there. They were on the double-decker bus. Boom. They blew up those suicide vests that they were wearing, the Palestinians. And I remember doing live broadcasts from there. Again, I said to the people then, I'm safer in Jerusalem, I'm safer in Israel from the Golan Heights to Eilat than I am back in New York City. And that's a fact. Nobody can argue that. Nobody.
I don't disagree. And above and beyond the safety issue, and again, you know how much I love Anthony. He loves me. He's a great kid. I'm happy he's going to be okay, and I can't really watch the video because it upsets me. But above and beyond the safety issue, Curtis, the fact that we don't stop anything, that everything is okay under the guise of the First Amendment, that on October the 7th, when these animals clearly raped and tortured and murdered people, you may be a pro-Hamas idiot. You may think, you know what, they had it coming. You may think that, which is really grotesque. But regardless, on that day, how does Eric Adams stand in front of his Jewish folks, giving them big checks during Jewish Heritage Month at Gracie Mansion and go, I'm here for you? How does he do that when the city is overrun by people supporting murder, rape, and torture on that brutal day?
And let's bring it fully back to square one when you took the stand with other Jews and Gentiles up at Columbia University, where the rabble were at it again yesterday, there and other places in New York City. You took a stand. Rappaport took a stand. Elected officials took a stand with you. And where was the mayor jetting off to Rome for a sit-down with the Pope, who was praising him for allowing illegal aliens into the city? Now, when you say, what is your role as the mayor? It's to keep people safe. Jews under attack. A rabbi on Columbia University saying, Jewish students flee. Don't come back to the campus. You're being targeted. His job was he should have been on that campus. He should have been there with the NYPD, assuring everybody if you have a Jewish child going to Columbia University, they will be safe and secure. He didn't do that. He's good with the rhetoric, Sid. You've seen that before. He just doesn't deliver. That's why I call him the swagger man with no plan. He never has a plan to deal with these problems.
Hey, sports fans, Danny B here. Before you submit a play today or any day, call my free play hotline, 877-828-0120. Gain access to daily free plays on a recorded message, 877-828-0120. I've been a mainstay in the sports industry for over 40 years and respected coast to coast. All plays are top-rated, posted daily on a recorded message, 877-828-0120.
Just steps from Madison Square Garden, Macy's, and Broadway theaters, DK Restaurant is a contemporary steakhouse that boasts a sleek marble bar, deep red leather banquettes, and candlelight tables. Perfect for lunch, a drink, after work, or dinner before the big game. DK Restaurant will surely entice guests to come back for more. Go to DKRestaurantNYC.com. Call 212-695-5220.
You know, folks, the whole world is talking about Bitcoin. Want to know why? Maybe it's because Bitcoin rose in value over 150% last year, and this is just the beginning. Bitcoin is online investing that anyone can do. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org today. Take a master class. Download the book of Bitcoin and take your investment portfolio to the next level. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org and discover all that a Bitcoin can do for you. That's bitcoinuniversity.org, bitcoinuniversity.org.
Did you know there's one mineral essential to longevity? It's magnesium. And not just any magnesium. The most effective form is stabilized magnesium ions. Introducing REMAG by Dr. Carolyn Dean. Experience the benefits of stabilized ionic magnesium and support your health today. Visit RNAreset.com and use offer code MIRACLE10 for 10% off your first order. Visit RNAreset.com and use offer code MIRACLE10 for 10% off your first order.
And look, the fact is he's under investigation. That approval rating, I think the last time you told me a couple of days ago, Curtis, it was like 26%. So I don't know. I don't think he's going to prison. I really don't. No one does. Maybe one or two people. But I really don't see how you can take his political career seriously anymore. Not because he's been indicted. My guy Trump is going to win. And they indicted Trump 5 times. It's just that no one likes this guy. Democrats don't like him. Republicans don't like him. Everybody I talk to admits from both parties that the city is gross. It's a mess. He can't recover from this politically, can he?
Sid, you remember you gave me a bully pulpit of the most listened to morning show in the nation from coast to coast. For years, I have warned you about the Jolly Rogers flying over City Hall, that it was run by a group of pirates, and that Eric Adams was Captain Hook. Now we see the pirates abandoning ship. They're all jumping ship, and they're getting out of there as quickly as they can, or they're being fired because the feds are going to come rolling in with another series of indictments. And you would think there would have been a mutiny of some type. Somebody would have said, we can't continue to do this. Everyone's getting wine, dined, and pocket lined. Everybody has a side hustle. You remember, Sid, they called me liars. They said I was making things up. Have you heard any of them stand up and said, we should have listened to Curtis? We should have listened to Curtis. He was the Paul Revere. He warned us. No. Now it's like on to new business. Let's get a different set of crooks in City Hall because the city is for sale, Sid. You go to City Hall, you make deals, you carve up the city, and if there are contracts for illegal aliens, you get kickbacks. The feds are going to bring in a tsunami of indictments, and we are going to look at ourselves as residents of New York City and say, oh, my God, this is like an organized crime family running City Hall, the Eric Adams organized crime family. And guess what? He's hanging on because his complexion is his protection. Remember that. His complexion is his protection. He's saying, I'm black, you can't touch me.
I believe that's true, too. So now here's what we got moving forward. You ran for mayor last time. You obliterated Mateo on the Republican side. You got beat by Adams. So we have spent the last couple of years, you and I, working together every morning. And while you're incredibly entertaining and informative and funny and all that good stuff, really what I've been doing, not sure if you figured it out yet, is I've been laying the groundwork for you to go back and win when you run for mayor this time. But it seems, Curtis, like with Eric Adams on his way out, that everybody and their mother is going to run for mayor. Now, you've said there is a concerted effort, and I agree with you, a concerted effort by your fellow Republicans to make sure you have no chance. So when you combine that with the fact that everybody's going to run, they are not making our job easier, Curtis.
No, but look, you know me, I'm a fighter. I say I welcome them all into the ring of fire right here. Studio 17, WABC, let's get it on. You have agreed. You will be the moderator. I will debate them all, whether 2, 4, 6, 8 or more. You know me, I'll take them all on. But you see, they're afraid to get into the ring of fire, Sid. They're afraid because you know me, I will not be restrained. I know where all their bones are buried and who buried it, and I will unleash truthful fury on them that they will never recover from.
I love that. All right, so one more, Curtis. The beauty about you is, and I said this on the air yesterday, I think you heard it. I was talking to somebody about Israel. Oh, Eve Harrow. And I said, you know more about Israel than anybody. You're like Curtis Sliwa in New York, but to your credit, you know about a lot of places. And you've been to this country where I am today a bunch of times. You know what Israel is facing. You're aware of the raging wars going on. 3 different fronts in Israel right now. Curtis Sliwa, what do you think is the future for Israel?
Well, the future is always positive because it is your promised land, but it was great to see that King David II returned to the little trickle of water known as, from the river to the sea, the Jordan River. That's where your people crossed into the promised land, Sid. That's where my guy JC was baptized by John the Baptist when he was Jesus of Nazareth. Follow that river, that little trickle. It'll take you to the Sea of Galilee, and then it drains into the Dead Sea. Sid, like all the Russians who jump into the Dead Sea, it's all salt. Oh, my God, you must frolic in the Dead Sea. It has holistic, homeopathic benefits. Sid, you're always looking for the route to the fountain of youth. It's going to be blown away by Hurricane Milton up in St. Augustine. So go there to the Dead Sea, bathe there, Sid, and you will live in perpetuity, percendiane, which means live 100 years, Sid.
God, I love it. Curtis, that's a great job. You know, there are actually warnings. The water is so salty that you got to be careful there. But I'm going to take your advice, Curtis. I'm going to do it. I'm glad that Anthony is doing better. Thank you again for helping out yesterday. Thank you again for another great segment. We'll do it again tomorrow, folks. Every day at this time, Curtis Sliwa does an amazing job. And, of course, Curtis gets big ratings every weekday afternoon, noon to 1, on his own show, The Rip and Read, as well as a tremendous job hosting overnight weekends. The great Curtis Sliwa. Lot more to do. Day 2 in Israel. JNS in Jerusalem. Sid and Friends in the morning. You know, folks, the whole world is talking about Bitcoin. Want to know why? Maybe it's because Bitcoin rose in value over 150% last year, and this is just the beginning. Bitcoin is online investing that anyone can do. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org today. Take a master class. Download the Book of Bitcoin and take your investment portfolio to the next level. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org and discover all that a Bitcoin can do for you. That's bitcoinuniversity.org, bitcoinuniversity.org.